if I kind of backtrack on my journey and look at like the decisions that I want to say I made, but that me and my family made, and if I compare that to some of the people who use the more conventional primary school, high school, university type routes, yeah, obviously we gain different things. But if I look across the board and I look at the people who are involved with me in the football journey, we've grown, or at least I'd say we've matured 5 to 10 times faster than the people who used the regular route of primary school, high school, university. And then that's just, it's not a dig, so to say, but I think because you're kind of thrown into the dark, and and the thing with like sports in general, there's no mapped out pathway. Like there's almost no rules of engagement. So like you can't say to someone, if you're very good, you can just take a trip to Spain, then jump on another plane, go to Barcelona, and then all of a sudden you can be in the Barcelona academy. Next thing you're playing with or under Xavi, right? Like it's not that straightforward. And the same thing with Manchester United or whatever the case may be. Whereas obviously with the schooling route, everyone knows that you can go nursery school, primary school, high school, university, and then obviously to get a job is difficult. But like if you do the right degrees or whatever, you can get some sort of a job. You know what I'm saying? So I think not knowing your path and not knowing like that map kind of hardens you in a good way and in a negative way as well. Like don't get me wrong, like it switches you off emotionally as well because you're so used to kind of disappointment. You're so used to just bouncing from place to place to place. You aren't really able to emotionally engage with most people because in your mind it's just, it's very cliche, but go. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no time to kind of build relationships because you just want to get from A to B. But on the other hand, like it makes you an adult so quick. And then there's no time to kind of be in your bed crying about not signing for this club or this injury or like the coach not playing you or your teammates not liking you or your teammates leaving you. Because like literally made those times when I was in Portugal. And I think about it all the time. Like, so the club was obviously, like, let's say the club was here, like in a corner. And then like, I would say 3 minutes from that, there was like a bus stop. And how the road was, like if you drive out of the club, you can only turn left. Okay. So you had to pass the bus stop. So the day the very first day I did my hamstring. So the change was at the bottom. You had to like walk up a massive hill to the pitch at the top. So obviously I injured my hamstring. And for anyone that's injured their hamstring, they know the pain is ridiculous. It literally feels like someone stabs you in the back of your leg. So I'm like hobbling down the hill to get to the physio's room at the bottom because he, for some reason, didn't come up to the top at that time. He diagnoses, he says, okay, cool. Obviously there's still a bit of swelling. Come back again tomorrow. So I said, cool, no problem. Obviously jumped in the shower, changed, went to the bus stop. It's like pouring down rain as well, like crazy tropical rains. I'm at the bus stop, hoodie over my head, obviously waiting for the bus to come. The bus is like probably 20 minutes late. Train's already finished. I'm literally seeing like 4 or 5 cars filled with my teammates like driving past the bus stop, right? So in my mind, in my innocent mind, I'm just like, okay, cool. Surely someone's gonna like roll down the window and say, jump in. Number 1 goes, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, mate, why has no one picked me up, you know? But like, obviously at the time, in my head, I'm cussing at my teammates. My head is gone. Like, I'm like, for one, your teammate's injured. No one really asked me if I was okay. Because that's what you're used to. You're used to being at home and your mom or dad saying, are you okay? Or your family saying, are you okay? Do you need some help? 2, just that general, don't want me to take you home type of thing. Because that's the environment I came from. That's the environment. Because I was obviously with my best friends for like 4 or 5 years. So that's what we were like. Yeah, and we still are like today. So yeah, at the time, my head was gone. Obviously, like went home in an emotional state, go upstairs because he had to like take same thing uphill. So like I get off the bus, had to like hobble up another hill into like the apartment block. Obviously go up the elevator, expecting my roommate to be there. Walk into the apartment. My roommate's there and he has like 8 or 9 other friends in the apartment as well. Walk past him, like literally no one says hello. Obviously I say hello, but like no one responds, whatever. I'm drenched in rain. Literally just jumped in my bed, mate. I didn't even have time to, I didn't even have the energy, not even time. I didn't have the energy to shower. I just jumped in my bed, closed my door. Just tears started flooding. I don't even think my parents know the story. But it's days like that where obviously in the moment, you literally feel like the world is caving in on you and you're the only person and you're like, you're stuck. But like, if I look back now and the person I am, and the type of things I went through, because that's similar to the experience I had in Spain when we bounced from town to town, and you're having to keep a smile on your face after every coach tells you that you're basically not good enough. Yeah, they say you have potential, but potential doesn't really mean anything unless someone puts a paper in front of you and says, listen, sign for us. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's times like that, an experience like that, that I know I'm not the only person in my footballing, sporting circle that's had that. And obviously it's coming, and yes, you can have it in different formats as well, but I think we have it so much earlier. And obviously no one prepares you for that, and that's obviously where the psychological game kind of pops in. But yeah, I think stuff like that really, it changes you, and you can't go back to being the same kid you were when you first jumped on a plane, or happy jolly going to Portugal for the first time, you know? So like you're saying about your story, literally, I wouldn't change anything for the world. And obviously some people may be listening to this and like, oh, he's a bit crazy, isn't he? But it's good. It's genuinely, it's really, really good. And my little sister, she started work now as well, and she's having, not as sad as that because I'm here for her, but like similar experiences where there's days where she'll be working for like 8 hours, 9 hours, and she's like, no one really interacts with her, you know what I'm saying? And she's such a bubbly person. But unfortunately, when you step out into a big bad world, like no one really cares about you, you know? So